Sorry about that. Anyway, here's week 4 in Frankfurt, Germany. And most concerning of all has been my living situation. A Romanian friend of mine and I have been recently kicked out of a friend of his, her apartment. For whatever reason, I have no idea, frankly. And so I think about last week or earlier this week, I think on Monday, I slept at a hostel, and then I finally came here. The good thing is I'm finally in the city, although I do have to walk a good bit, about a half hour to 40-minute walk just to get to public transportation. So I'm in the meantime looking for a different place. Hopefully I can get a place before the 1st of November, in which the agreement of this apartment expires. I like to call this place in German der Menschschrank, and what that means is a human closet. I can show you real quickly how absolutely minuscule it is. Here's the shower, which is quite nice, but that's my door. So that means that everything is just that close. Here's me making this damn video. And what's so ironic is that you have a kitchenette, I would call it more so. You've got a little stove here. And then also a refrigerator and a bunch of just storage space. More storage space. And then a closet. But then you're sleeping in the closet pretty much. And then you got a window, which is quite nice when it gets too hot in here, which is often the case. And then a toilet. Tiny little room here. But yeah, everything is really small here, and with my 3 American-sized bags, I'm finding it quite difficult to fit everything. I'm really bad at packing. I do not know what to bring with. You can see 2 of them there, and then the other here somewhere, right there. And yeah, I can't even really unpack, so that's a problem. Just yesterday, a friend of mine, Antonia, we've been looking around for an apartment for me starting in November. And we looked at what's called, I explained this in my previous video, but for those who didn't watch that, it's called a WG, and what that means is a community living place. It stands for Wohnungsgesellschaft. And as ever, and as much luck as I have, which is always as little as possible, we get there at the scheduled time that we had agreed on last week. We get there at 7 o'clock sharp. The guy just tells us that, oh, I wrote to you. No, you didn't. We didn't get anything. We didn't get an email or text or anything. And suddenly, the spot is gone. I really should have offered more money on the spot to convince him. It costed roughly €370. And what this little, this is an 18 square meter apartment, or approximately 190 square feet, which is absolutely minuscule, especially when you take into account all the furniture there that is occupying all this space. And that one that was 370 is about 25 or 28 square meters, so it's a substantial difference. And then you take that into account, that's only the room. You have a community kitchen and community bathrooms, which sure, is whatever, disgusting and what have you, but I mean, you get all this room to yourself. And I mean, even in that room, there was a whole couch and a whole table. You could put TV and you could actually unpack your stuff. I mean, this is really convenient and nice. But when I have to walk this far, with winter just around the corner, when I cannot even unpack, it's just real tight spot. And then you take into account how much this costs, which is $500 a month. I sort of lucked out, sort of not. posted a really desperate post, or ad on a Facebook group for apartments in Frankfurt, and cried out for help. And this lady, this Romanian lady who actually uh, rents this herself, just said, "Oh yeah, you can have it for the rest of October." And I was like, "Okay, fine." And it's 200 for these 10 days, which is pretty expensive. But when everything's private and clean, it's a it's quite a nice shift from the hostel that I'm used to, which is 22 € a day. Although that it does include breakfast and dinner, um, neither of which were particularly good. So I'd rather cook for myself and eat by myself, or whenever I want, whenever I want. So next are the classes, which I think are getting a tad easier. Developing a bit more confidence in class. On the first week, I just really wanted to listen and hear how everybody talks, their speaking style, and how to sound, I suppose, halfway intelligent in German. A really nice girl I met in my Austrian literature course, which is absolutely my hardest, named Antonia, which I mentioned just a few minutes earlier, has been really nice. She's been hanging out with me for the past couple of days, and helping me with absolutely everything. She helped me even move my 3 huge bags from the hostel, and she drove and everything. Just, yeah, one of the nicest people I've met here thus far. And so, yeah, it's just, although I know a few people, none of them have been particularly mean. Every single one has been extraordinarily nice. So it's nice to know you have a support group. Oh yeah, and also I try to get a phone, which everything has to be just so hard here in Germany. Um, I try to get a phone, and it's either because I was using the address of the hostel because that's where I was living for such a long time, or it's because my bank account is so new. I was still not allowed to get a phone of my own, so what I'm just doing is just using a prepaid card, which you don't need any information about. But it's just so frustrating. Why does everything have to be so complicated here? Why? It's like I'm not even considered to be a human being here. You have to jump through hoop A, B, and C before you can ever get to D, um, and there's no guarantee you'll even finish A or B, and so frustrations, are everywhere. And Germany's no exception. So anyway, sorry to make this so long. I wanted to keep it a little shorter, but whatever. I wanted to give you a little tour about where I'm living right now. So hopefully in the next couple days, let's see, we only got about 6 or 7 days before I have to move out of this place, which I'm not too unhappy about. But I really need to find a place. God, I hope I do. So anyway, I'll see you all later. Bye.